biggest hits of all time. Gold Breakfast. This is Gold.
Big day in our household yesterday as my youngest, age 4, went full-time at school.
And how did it go?
It went really well. They've had 2 weeks where they've been going in and coming home just before lunch. And each day he's moaned about the fact, I'm not having packed lunches, I want packed lunches, that's what I want. And yeah, so we had a bit of a panic about whether he'd eat. My wife went to pick him up yesterday, and his brothers. And tentatively, Sam said, oh, well, what did you have for lunch? To William. And he turned round and he had broccoli, which he loves. He had apple pie and crumble. I know, my mouth's watering at the moment.
I'll go to school for that.
And he had roast, it was a roast. He said, I also had roast potatoes. Well, we have not been able to get a potato in that child's mouth in about the last 6 months.
So how did he manage it?
Mrs. Bates asked him. And he said, Mrs. Bates said to me, would I try it? And because it was her, I did. So I do eat potatoes at school, but I don't eat them at home. I order. You know your mum's living with you at the moment. You've just sold her house and had a big clear out.
Huge clear out.
But also shoved a load of stuff into storage. She might actually look at a guy called Pete Sanders this morning and think, hello, maybe he's got something. He's a fan of the Victorian age. And he's managed to transform his house to look like it was actually bang back in 1890. He spent a load of money on eBay and car boot sales and antique fairs and has kitted it out. He's got a coal fire range in the kitchen, a bathroom with a pull chain loo. The master bedroom has a jug and basin to wash in. Sounds like fun, Peter, if I must say so. I've had a little look at the house and I'm looking at a picture here, Erica. There's a few giveaways for me. I'm not sure how many houses in 1890 had a burglar alarm, Pete. Number one. And that front door screams UPVC to me. But other than that, I'll go with it. All right? Birthdays today. Cherie Blair is 56. Bruce Springsteen, 61. And Julio Iglesias, 67.
He once asked me out to dinner, you know.
Julio Iglesias asked you out for dinner?
I took my mum to one of his concerts at Wembley. Huge gig that he did. And afterwards I got invited backstage by the PR company.
Oh, yeah.
So we went back to meet Julio, shook his hand and said, great concert. And he said, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Would you like to come out to dinner afterwards?
Is he Welsh?
Sorry for the accent. So I said, oh no, I couldn't possibly. I've got my mum with me. And he went, that's okay, she can come too.
I bet. Are you sure he did? Have you seen mother and daughter? You see, I told you. You would actually do much better as a mother and daughter.
Stop it!
You'd be dating every day.
My mum was quite excited.
Really?
We didn't go.
Do you know when you get on a train or a bus and somebody starts talking on their mobile? It is one of the most annoying things, isn't it?
But you've got to listen.
Why is it that it does actually get on our nerves so much? Well, research out of New York says that a part-heard conversation is less predictable and therefore makes the brain become more distracted by it and therefore more annoying.
I got on a bus on Saturday to go into Canterbury from where we were staying in Herne Bay with my mum and went down to the back of the bus because they were the only seats available and we had to ask a chap to move his legs to get by. And he said, well, you can sit here as long as you don't talk because I find that really annoying.
Clearly he recognised you. I actually was on a bus a couple of weeks ago, and there was a girl on it, and she was having a conversation with a friend. She goes, it's like I said, it is my business. I don't want to stick her nose in my business. It is my business, not her business. So I just said to her, it is not your business, it is my business, so don't get involved in my business, because it is not your business, all right? It is my business. I was sitting there thinking, but then you're on a bus, and I don't want to know your business, and you're talking about it. It does remind me about my friend Tim. His dad is from, Tim's from Bradford, and so is his whole family. And his dad, when he sits down in the barber's chair and they say, and how would you like your haircut today? And he goes, in complete silence.
Gold Breakfast with James and Erika.